parental involvement. If both parents work.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that what I see is that we have to get more parental involvement to also help out the problems. We'd go to Lowell High School. My son, Karen's daughter was in the same class as my son's. There were 890 members of the class, and you go to parent-teachers night, and you wouldn't have to wait 1 minute in line to get to see the teacher. What a sad commentary.
Yeah, but it's easy to just blame the parents and
I'm
think that's
not
it.
blaming.
No,
I'm just
not
saying.
putting that into your mouth either.
I'm just saying. I'm complimenting you people for taking the time to get involved.
It needs to be a partnership between the schools and the parents.
Yeah.
And
I think one of our goals, certainly on the Highlands Plus team, is to build a base that is representative across class, ethnicity, socioeconomic, or and race. We're going to work hard at that, and I think our organization across Lowell is working hard at that. There are things going on at the district level to bring parents to the table and to look at how we can get more parents engaged. But I think you have to look inside the schools as well at what the obstacles are to parent engagement. It's not just parents opting out, and I know you know that.
Oh yeah, I know that. But I'm just saying is that from a parent who had a child in the school system, I'm proud of the school system.
Sure.
And I just wish more parents would get involved.
And that's what we want too. I mean, if you read the Boston Globe magazine a couple of weeks ago, there was an article that disparaged the Lowell schools.
I know.
And,
except special ed.
Move to Drake.
Except special ed, that's
Which
right.
is me.
That's right, that's right. And I think that why I got involved in STAND, and I don't have an official speaking role, so I'm just jumping in, but why I got involved in STAND is because I see the white flight. I see the middle class professionals leaving Lowell. And if we can't sustain an integrated school system, it's gonna, what resources are we gonna draw from?
The proposed local option hotel and meals and telecom taxes can help deliver financial assistance to schools in some districts.
Well, first of all, I don't really have a problem with local options. I never have had. I mean, if a locality wants to do something, I don't have a big concern with that. I just hope you get the money, because that has been guaranteed. The city of Lowell, city side commitment to public education in Lowell falls short of where it should be. So I'm not convinced that the city side of government in Lowell has the same commitment to education as we in the legislature have. So that's a concern for me with the local options tax. You never like to criticize other branches of government because, we don't do everything right, but they don't, but when it comes to that issue, everybody was criticizing the legislature for not giving more money to Chapter 70. I was finally saying to my colleagues, well, geez, we ought to be telling the city council that they should step to the plate. Stop criticizing us. Yeah. We've done as much as we can, and so I suggest you continue to lobby them and get some type of commission.
Municipalities are in a trap, and we can neither raise revenue to bridge the budget gap nor cut back on mandated programs. Our last issue for you is education reform. We would like lawmakers to support the vision for an adequacy study proposed in an act to fulfill the promise of education reform, adequate funding for student success, Senate Bill 291. We are 13 years overdue for an assessment of best practices, mandates, and costs that shape our education foundation budget. We asked the legislator to commission an adequacy study to update the goals for education in the state and recommend means of stable and adequate funding to support those goals within 12 months. And that's our legislative agenda.
That's all.
That's it. That's not much. So we're wondering where you stand on these issues.
Not advocacy groups, but there are groups out there that can do a study. We have them all the time, MassSync and others that do independent studies, and I think they do a pretty good job.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who sponsored that.
Yeah, but sure, as long as it is a study that I'm confident is going to come up with independent opinions, then I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay, great.
The problem is whenever you limit things to 12 months, that's why I said, when I laughed at the 12 months, That never seems to happen in state government.
Yeah.
We always seem to believe, why do today what we can put off till tomorrow? I think you people are headed in the right direction. In Lowell, I think, we're doing the best we can under the fiscal concerns of the state at this point in time, because we aren't in that good of shape. Trust me.
We're standing today for children who are filled with joy and for children whose days and nights are joyless. We are standing together today for children with hope, but for children as well whose spirits have been dimmed and dashed because our communities and too many of our schools often don't have high expectations for them. We are standing for children who love to read, but we are also standing strong today for children who can't read or who read poorly, so that they can come out of Massachusetts schools able to get a job, able to Boots Boys, that says that every child will have a first-rate education regardless of the neighborhoods in which they live, regardless of the locality in which they live, and that's why your presence is so important.
Stand for Children is loud, isn't it? All right. Let them hear you up there. In the course of our campaign, I asked you to imagine a public education for every child in the Commonwealth that was about the whole child. Not just success, as important as it may be, on a single standardized test, but education that started before kindergarten with early education opportunities and went right up through